The Diocese of Frascati is a Suburbicarian see of the Holy Roman Church and a diocese of the Catholic Church in Italy, based at Frascati, near Rome. The Bishop of Frascati is a Cardinal Bishop, from the Latin name of the area. The bishop has also been called Bishop of Tusculum. The bishopric in fact moved from Tusculum at the end of the 12th century. Until 1962, the Cardinal Bishop was concurrently the diocesan bishop of the see in addition to any curial duties he possessed. Relationships during the 17th century. Like other dioceses close to Rome, Frascati became a bishopric of choice for cardinals of powerful papal families during the 17th century, a period known for its unabashed nepotism. Frascati bishops of that era were significantly intertwined. Odoardo Farnese, uncle of Odoardo Farnese, Duke of Parma, against whom the Barberini fought the First War of Castro. Bonifacio Bevilacqua Aldobrandini, adopted nephew of Aldobrandini family. Pope Clement VIII, whose grandniece Olympia Aldobrandini married. Camillo Pamphili, nephew of Pope Innocent X. Marcello Lanti della Rovere, previous Bishop of Palestrina, uncle of Ippolito Lanti Montefeltro della Rovere, who was a close friend and counsel to Maffeo Barberini. Giulio Cesare Sacchetti, twice nominated for the papacy by Antonio Barberini. Antonio Barberini, nephew of Pope Urban VIII, brother of Taddeo Barberini, exiled by Pope Innocent X, later helped engineer the marriage of his nephew Don Maffeo Barberini to the grandniece of Pope Innocent X. Girolamo Colonna, brother of Anna Colonna, uncle of Don Maffeo Barberini and brother-in-law of Antonio Barberini. Carlo Rossetti, prelate to Pope Urban VIII and Antonio Barberini, supporter of Giulio Cesare Sacchetti. Bishops to 1200 Sicinius, Nicetas, Pietro, Giorgio, Pietro, Leo, Luniso, Benedetto, Leo, Johannes Homo, Domenico, Giovanni, Pietro, Giovanni, Giovanni Minuto, Bovo, Giovanni Marsicano, Diviso, Giles of Paris, Obedience of Antipope Anacultus II 1130–1138, IMAR, Benedictine Teobaldo, pseudo-cardinal, Ugo Pilione Martino, pseudo-cardinal, Odin de Soissons, Pietro da Pavia, 1200–1400, Nicola de Romanis, Nicola de Chiaramonti, Cistercian, Jacques de Vitry, Odo of Châteauroux, Cistercian, João Pedro Julião, Ordinho Alvarez, Ordonius, Giovanni Boccamazza, Berengar Fredoli, Bertrand Augier de la Tour, Annibal di Ceccano, Guillaume Court, Nicola Capocci, Giles Eastland de Montaigu, Thomas of Frignano, Guillaume de Chanic, pseudo-cardinal bishop of the Obedience of Avignon, Pietro Pilio di Prata, Jean Roland, pseudo-cardinal bishop of the Obedience of Avignon, Jean de Lagrange, pseudo-cardinal bishop of the Obedience of Avignon, 1400–1600, Enrico Minutoli, Pierre Girard, pseudo-cardinal bishop of the Obedience of Avignon and of Pisa, Angelo Carraro, Baldassare Cosso, Antonio Pansiera, Hugues de Lusignan, Louis II de Luxembourg, Giuliano Cesarini, Johannes Bessarion, Latino Orsini, Giacomo Aminati Piccolomini, Giovanni Battista Zeno, George da Costa, Lorenzo Cibo de Mari, Antonio Pallavicini, Giovanni Antonio San Giorgio, Bernardino Lopez de Carvajal, Guillaume Briconet, Domenico Grimani, Philippe de Luxembourg, Alessandro Farnese, François Guillaume de Castelnau, Clement Lude, Marino Grimani, Philippe de la Chamber, Gian Pietro Carafa, Jean Dubele, Rodolfo Pio, Juan Alvarez de Toledo, Francesco Pisani, Federico Cesi, Giovanni Girolamo Marone, Alessandro Farnese the Younger, Giacomo Savelli, Giovanni Antonio Cerboloni, Alfonso Giraldo, Inico Davilos d'Aragona, Tolomeo Gallio, 1600–1800, Ludovico Madrazzo, Girolamo Simoncelli, Domenico Pinelli, Antonio Maria Galli, Mariano Pier Benedetti, Giovanni Evangelista Pallotta, Francesco Sforza di Santa Fiora, Edoardo Farnese, Giovanni Battista Detti, Bonifacio Bevilacqua Aldobrandini, Andrea Baroni Peretti Montalto, Giovanni Gazzia Millini, Marcello Lanti della Rovere, Giulio Savelli, Giulio Roma, Carlo de' Medici, Giulio Cesare Sacchetti, Antonio Barberini, Girolamo Colonna, Giovanni Battista Maria Pallotta, Francesco Maria Brancaccio, Alderico Carpegna, Virginio Orsini, Carlo Rossetti, Alderano Cibo, Pietro Vito Ottoboni, Giacomo Franzoni, Niccolo Acciarioli, Sebastiano Antonio Donara, Francesco del Giudice, Francesco Pignatelli, Lorenzo Corsini, Pietro Ottoboni, Pier Margellino Corradini, Giuseppe Coramboni, Vincenzo Bicci, Giovanni Antonio Guadagni, Carlo Maria Sacriponte, Camillo Paolucci, Henry Benedict Stewart, from 1800 Giuseppe Doria Pamphili, Giulio Maria della Somaglia, Bartolomeo Pacca, Francesco Saverio Castiglioni, Emanuele de Gregorio, Ludovico Micara, Mario Mattei, Antonio Maria Caggiano de Azevedo, Nicola Clarelli Paracciani, Filippo Maria Guidi, Jean-Baptiste François Pitra, Edward Henry Howard, Tommaso Maria Zigliara, from 1900 Serafino Vanatelli, Francesco di Parola Sattoli, Francesco di Parola Cassata, Giulio Boschi, Giovanni Cagliero, Salesiani di Don Bosco, Michel Lega, Francesco Marchetti Salvigiani, Federico Tedeschini, Gaetano Saiconiani, titular Cardinal Bishop Samletu Giovanni Saiconiani, Jean-Marie Villot, Paolo Bertoli, Alfonso Lopez Trujillo, Tarcisio Bertone, Bishops of Frascati Biagio Budolacci, Luigi Livezzani, Giuseppe Matares, Raffaello Martinelli, Auxiliary Bishops, Marco Antonio Bottini, T.O.R. Biagio Budolacci, Francesco Giacchi, Edward Henry Howard,